Sure.
And then I'll give you the microphone if you want to say anything.
Probably very little to none.
I got it.
All right. Appreciate you.
So down here, people wait.
That's fantastic. Wow. You're so funny. Good evening and welcome to the City of Roswell Mayor and City Council meeting of Monday, August 25th, 2025. I am Mayor Kurt Wilson, and I'd like to introduce my colleagues and council members present. Councilmember Sarah Beeson, Councilmember Christine Hall. Michelle, you good? Just want to make sure you're right. I'm getting messing with you. I loved it when you were laughing at Sarah and Christine at the same time. It was awesome. Councilmember Pro Tem Lee Hills, Councilmember David Johnson, Councilmember William Mortland, and Councilmember Ellen Sells. We have a very special guest tonight. Maybe, Michelle, you were probably laughing at Sharon, weren't you? You come on, you were. I don't blame you. We have a very special guest tonight. Mr. Knighton is at home enjoying his family. We miss him. But we definitely have a very special guest. Our Senior Vice President and Deputy City Administrator Sharon Izzo is filling in. And Sharon will explain how the meeting is run. Ms. Izzo.
Thank you. In accordance with Section Chapter 3.70 of the City Code, the City of Roswell, the City Council shall hold regular public meetings. The purpose of City Council meetings is for the public to participate and speak on agenda items that constitute formal decisions by the elected body. These items are listed on the published agenda, which can be accessed via the city website prior to the meeting. This is a public meeting, and some items do require a formal public hearing. An important component of city council meetings is to hear directly from residents on items listed on the agenda. Residents are at the top of our organizational chart. Therefore, public comments or questions are essential for mayor and council to consider as they contemplate each decision. If you wish to speak on agenda item, please complete a comment card and hand it to the communications staff member, James Turner, at the back of the room. James is waving to you, everyone. He's in the light purple shirt. Thanks, James. Speakers will be called by the city clerk for each agenda item, and the order cards are received. We ask that everyone observe the principles of mutual respect and display the appropriate demeanor during the meeting, which should be and is reflective of our great community. With respect to the proceedings, we ask that attention is given to the person speaking. If it is necessary to have an independent conversation, please exit the rear doors to the vestibule area. In addition, we ask that you silence any electronic devices. The mayor is the presiding officer over the meeting and will ensure an orderly exchange of comments, questions, and discussion. We encourage everyone in attendance and the viewing audience to visit the city website for information on news, events, and meetings. We also encourage you to participate in the various activities and offerings in the city, which can be found on roswell365.com. There are a number of events upcoming in the city of Roswell which promote community, physical activity, and leisure as we all make Roswell the #1 family community in America.
Thank you, Sharon. Well done. At this time, I have the great privilege of calling lead pastor Dustin Schott from Northside Church to lead us in our invocation and moment of silence. Welcome, Pastor Schott.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members and staff. It's an honor to be here with you. Wish I could spend the whole time with you. I have to go home and grill burgers because my wife doesn't know how to. And so I'll be going home to join her. I'd like to read 2 verses of scripture, have a moment of silence, and offer a prayer. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1 and 2 says, "First of all, then I urge you that supplications, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all those who are in high positions, that we may lead a peaceful and quiet life, godly and dignified in every way." Let's bow our heads for a moment of silence and rest, and then a prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of this day and for the opportunity to gather here in the service of our beautiful city. We lift up our mayor, council members, and staff, grant them wisdom in their leadership, clarity in their discussions, and rest in the midst of their responsibilities. Lord, I pray that you would bless their families. Give them gentleness and patience also as they hear the concerns, suggestions, and even complaints of those they serve. May their words be marked by fairness and their actions by integrity. We pray for the safety of Roswell, protect our neighborhoods, our schools, our businesses, public safety officials, and all those who call this city home. We ask for prosperity, not only in economic growth, but in strong families, healthy communities, and neighbors who care for one another. We continue to ask for your special care and provision for the Labonte family, and especially Alyssa. We pray that our city would be a place where the beauty of your kingdom is on display in homes, workplaces, parks, businesses, and places of entertainment. Bless the work that will be done in this room. May it be productive, marked by unity, and aimed at the common good. And may we never forget that all wisdom and guidance ultimately come from you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Schott. Pastor Schott from Northside Church, it was a beautiful prayer. And we are obviously going to be praying for you right now after your comment about your wife and the hamburgers. We also have the great privilege of having Army Reserve Lieutenant Colonel Chris Kell to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Chris, please come forward and lead us, sir.
All right, thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lieutenant Colonel Kell, thank you. And I was going to stay up there, please, sir, right where you are, while I ask the rest of the council to come join me on the first item of the mayor's report, which is a reading of the proclamation for the Esteemed Veteran of Roswell Award.
Start the timer now.
Yes. That's an excellent idea. Wow. Proclamation Proclamation. 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 There we go. Hey, very nice. Proclamation, Office of the Mayor, Lieutenant Colonel Chris Kell, esteemed veteran of Roswell. Whereas the city of Roswell is proud to recognize and honor members of the United States Armed Forces who've demonstrated extraordinary commitment to our nation through service, leadership, and sacrifice. And whereas Lieutenant Colonel Chris Kell, a resident of Roswell, Georgia, began his military service in December of 1998 at the age of 25 while working full-time as a high school teacher and coach, and enlisted in the United States Army Reserves, later transitioning to the Georgia Army National Guard. And whereas over the course of his distinguished 26-year military career, Lieutenant Colonel Kell served in numerous critical roles, including as a military police soldier, a tank platoon leader, an executive officer, and a mortar platoon leader during Operation Iraqi Freedom 3. He later trained officer candidates, led forward support operations, and provided a senior logistical coordination for joint military and federal missions. And whereas he was mobilized to Fort Bliss, Texas, to support joint logistical operations and later served in a pivotal role with the 377th Theater Sustainment Command during the COVID-19 pandemic. He coordinated emergency support missions for FEMA and the Department of Defense. His final assignment was at Army Material Command, overseeing pre-positioned stockpiles in the Asia-Pacific region and supporting U.S. and NATO operations during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. And whereas Lieutenant Colonel Kell received numerous decorations for his service, including the Bronze Star and Meritorious Service Medal, in recognition of his leadership and valor in combat and his contributions during national emergencies. And whereas throughout his career, Lieutenant Colonel Kell was known for his humility, teamwork, and deep respect for the mentorship of senior enlisted personnel, particularly during non-traditional operations such as the COVID-19 response. Whereas following his retirement in March 31st of 2025, Lieutenant Colonel Kell continued to serve others, as a mentor to MBA students at Emory University's Gazetta Business School, as a co-leader of Pepsi's Valor Veterans Employee Resource Group, and as a supporter of Children of Fallen Patriots. And whereas he's an active member of the local community, a devoted husband, and a father to a blended family of 6 children, and a proud contributor to Roswell's civic fabric. Now, therefore, I, Kurt M. Wilson, Mayor of the City of Roswell, Georgia, do hereby name Lieutenant Colonel Chris Kell, an esteemed veteran of Roswell, and call upon all our citizens to recognize his outstanding service to our country and to our community, and that there is no higher calling than those who serve the United States Armed Forces. Congratulations, Chris.
Tried to keep it that way. Hey, so thank you very much. I appreciate the city of Roswell. I appreciate the community as a whole. Robert's appointment. You guys will get to hear from Robert's oath soon, and others. So really quickly, my family is extended. It's what we call crazy love. It's a lot of people, and unfortunately, some of the kids are not here, but they are a part of this. I've got nieces and nephews and friends and family that are here that are awesome. My sister-in-law, I saw her somewhere. She's in here too. Awesome. And really, for the veteran piece for me is part of my family as well. And when I retired, which was right before April Fool's Day, yeah, government cuts, man. It was really important for me to kind of continue to do things. And this message came across, and I really appreciate this. The one thing I will say, please, and I'll keep it short, timer's going. is you can remember the veterans and you can remember those who paid that ultimate sacrifice, but please remember those who supported them and continue to support them. If those that are not here, either in training or currently training other nations to support their loved ones. If you will, just remember those people that support the veteran. That's all I can ask. Thank you.
And we have a little surprise for you. This was a surprise for us. Somebody, a former esteemed veteran of ours, Master Sergeant Andy McNichol is here, and I understand that he had a help to get you started in your career. Andy, will you come up for a second, please? Oh, he slipped out. Yep, 25 years ago. Anyway, he is very proud of you.
Awesome. Wow.
It really was just a trick. Andy's not here, but we thought we'd do that.
Yeah, there's a couple of folks.
Let's get a picture with Come on up, yeah. Come on in. Yeah, come on up. Thank you and congratulations. He did? That's so funny. That is so funny. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Kell. Next on the mayor's report are appointments to the boards and commissions. First is the appointment of Robert Zappulo to the Historic Preservation Commission. Does council have any comments or questions? Do I have a motion to approve this appointment? Motion by Councilmember Christine Hall. Do I have a second? Second by Councilmember David Johnson. All in favor of the appointment of Robert Zappulo to the Historic Preservation Commission, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is unanimous, 6-0. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Robert. Next is the reappointment of Kitty Singleton to the Planning Commission. Does council have any comments or questions? Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve this reappointment? Motion made by Pro Tem and Councilmember Lee Hills. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Will Mortland. All in favor of the reappointment of Kitty Singleton to the Planning Commission, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous. Congratulations, Kitty. Next is the reappointment of Jose Gonzalez to the Recreation Commission. Does council have any comments or questions? Do I have a motion to approve this reappointment? Motion by made by Councilmember Will Mortland. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Sarah Beeson. All in favor of the reappointment of Jose Gonzalez to the Recreation Commission, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Jose. The final appointment is for Tim Houghton to the Roswell Development Authority. Does council have any comments or questions? Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve? Is this a reappointment? Shows appointment here. Sorry. Do I have a motion to approve the appointment of Tim Houghton to the Roswell Development Authority? Motion made by Councilmember David Johnson. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Alan Sells. All those in favor of the appointment of Tim Houghton to the Roswell Development Authority, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous. Congratulations, Tim. All right, I'm going to ask each of you, Robert Zapola, Historic Preservation Commission, Kitty Singleton, the Planning Commission, Jose Gonzalez, the Recreation Commission, and Tim Houghton, the Roswell Development Authority, to come up. And I'm going to read each of your oaths separately since you're each from a different commission. So, Robert, we'll go first.
Right here.
Oath of office, State of Georgia, County of Fulton, City of Roswell. I, Robert Zapola,
I, Robert Sapula,
solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Georgia,
and of the state of Georgia,
and that I will in all respects
and I will that in all respects
observe the provisions of the Charter
observe the provisions of the Charter
and ordinances of the City of Roswell,
and ordinances of the city of Roswell,
and I will well
and I will well
and truly perform
the duties of the office
of Roswell Historic Preservation Committee,
of Roswell Historic Preservation Committee,
and that I will, to the utmost of my skill
and I will, to the utmost of my skill
and ability,
and ability,
endeavor to promote
the
interest and property
of
of
said city
without fear,
favor,
favor,
or affection.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Robert.
For the notary.
Next is the lovely current planning commission chair, Kitty. Kitty, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, Kitty, if you will raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible and repeat the oath of office, State of Georgia, County of Fulton, City of Roswell. I, Kitty Singleton,
I, Kitty Singleton,
solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Georgia,
and of the state of Georgia,
and that I will in all respects
and I will in all respects
observe the provisions of the Charter
observe the provisions of the Charter
and ordinances of the City of Roswell,
and ordinances of the City of Roswell,
and I will well
and I will well
and truly perform
the
duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Planning Commission,
of Planning Commission,
and that I will, to the utmost of my skill
and I will, to the utmost of my skill
and ability,
and ability,
endeavor to promote the interest
and property
of said city
of said city
without fear,
without fear, favor,
or affection.
or affection.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Mr. Gonzalez, if you will raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible and repeat the oath of office after me. Oath of office, State of Georgia, County of Fulton, City of Roswell. I, Jose Gonzalez,
I, Jose Gonzalez,
solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Georgia,
and the state of Georgia,
and that I will in all respects
and that I will in all respects
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the Charter
of the Charter
and ordinances of the City of Roswell,
and ordinances of the City of Roswell,
and I will well
and I will well
and truly perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Recreation Commission,
of Recreation Commission,
and
that I will, to the utmost of my skill
and that I will, to the utmost of my skill
and ability,
and ability,
endeavor to promote
endeavor to promote
the interest
the interest
and property
and property
of said city
without fear,
without favor,
favor,
or affection.
or affection.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Same here.
Hello. Mr. Houghton, Tim, if you'll do me a favor and raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible and repeat the oath of office after me. Oath of office, State of Georgia, County of Fulton, City of Roswell. I, Tim Houghton,
I, Tim Houghton,
solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Georgia,
and of the state of Georgia,
and that I will in all respects
and I will, in all respects,
observe the provisions of the Charter, forgive
I
me,
will-
observe the provisions of the Charter
that I will preserve the provisions of the Charter
and ordinances of the City of Roswell,
and ordinance of the city of Roswell,
and I will well
and I will well
and truly perform
and truly perform
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of Roswell Development Authority,
of Roswell Development Authority,
and that I will, to the utmost of my skill
and I will, to the utmost of my skills
and ability,
and abilities,
endeavor to promote
endeavor to promote
the interest
the interests
and property
and property
of said city
of said city
without fear,
without fear,
favor,
favor,
or affection.
or affection.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Leave, picture. Hey, you guys left, picture. They still out there? Joe, they gone? Yeah. Jose, it's just gonna be you, I think. You got a speech? Okay, awesome. All right, council, join me for a picture.
30 seconds, Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
dear council members, I'm celebrating 18 years as a volunteer coach with this beautiful city. So I did want a picture with you.
Thanks, Will. I got completely lost that one, didn't I? Thank you all very much. Thank you, Roswell residents, for stepping up and filling very important and pivotal roles in our city. Thank you, Kitty, for your ongoing service to the Planning Commission. I think Will Morkland is going to give you a shout out later when we get to the overlay and say thanks to all the work, the hard work of you and the rest of your colleagues in the Planning Commission. Thank you, Jose, for your ongoing work on the Rec Commission and everything you do. Robert, excited about having you in the HPC. And Mr. Houghton, we're tickled to death to have you in the RDA. There's a lot of work ahead. All right, next on the mayor's report is the Roswell results update. I believe this is new. Instead of Roswell events, we're doing a Roswell results update presented by Pro Tem and Councilmember Lee Hills. Lee?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, the city of Roswell has been working hard to keep projects moving forward, projects that strengthen our community, grow our economy, and honor those who serve. From new infrastructure to new jobs, from public safety to honoring our heroes, Roswell is delivering on its promise to build a stronger future. Just this month, we broke ground on the downtown parking deck at 1054 Alpharetta Street. This $20 million investment will add nearly 400 parking spaces to ease congestion, support local businesses, and make it easier for residents and visitors to enjoy everything downtown has to offer. And when it's complete, Roswell residents will be able to park there for free. That's by next summer. We're also proud to welcome PBS Aerospace to Roswell. This global company is hosting its grand opening in Roswell September 4th. They're bringing their North American headquarters, manufacturing, and research operations right here to our city. That means up to 200 high-paying jobs in aerospace and advanced technology, and it cements Roswell as a leader in innovation and economic growth. Just this past weekend, we came together as a community for the Labonte 5K, honoring Roswell police officer Jeremy Labonte, who was tragically killed in the line of duty earlier this year. The race, organized with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, raised money to support the families of fallen first responders and veterans nationwide. It was a powerful tribute to Jeremy's life and to the sacrifices of our heroes. Just today, the city held a formal ceremony dedicating the Georgia 400 and Holcomb Bridge Road interchange in Officer Labonte's honor. This dedication will serve as a lasting reminder of his service, sacrifice, and commitment to protecting the Roswell community. These tributes to Officer Labonte remind us why investing in public safety is so important. As we honor his service and sacrifice, we also are making sure Roswell's officers have the very best resources to protect and serve our community. The Roswell Police Department is settling into its brand new public safety headquarters. Patrol and investigations are already operating out of the building, and by the end of the year, almost every division will be under one roof, with 911 moving into its new facility by the end of spring of 2026. Our new public safety headquarters gives our officers the tools and resources they need to keep our community safe at the Summit buildings, close to 400 off of Highway 92. Together, these milestones show Roswell's commitment to progress, innovation, and community. We're investing in infrastructure, bringing in high-quality jobs, honoring our heroes, and strengthening public safety. Roswell is thriving today, and we're building a future that's even stronger. And we will be showcasing even more of these exciting wins on our upcoming website, roswellresults.com. That's www.roswellresults.com. Be on the lookout for our launch coming soon. Mayor, back to you.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate you bringing us up on the Roswell results update. That's cool. Thank you. Cool stuff. All right, everybody, that ends the mayor's report for this evening. Next is the consent agenda. There's two items on it. City Clerk Nancy Long, are there any Roswell residents who would like to speak on the consent agenda?
There are no speakers for the consent agenda.
Thank you very much. I'll ask, thank you, Nancy. I'll ask, does the council have any comments or questions regarding the consent agenda? Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? From a motion made by Councilmember Sarah Beeson to approve it, is there a second? Second by Councilmember David Johnson. All those in favor of the passing the consent agenda as stated, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous, and the consent agenda passes for this evening. Thank you very much. All right, next is the regular agenda. We go to item 1. City Clerk Nancy Long, would you please read the first item?
Yes. Yes, Mayor, this is approval of an ordinance to adopt the Roswell Development Finance Program and Guidelines. This is the second reading presented by Darrell Connolly, Director of Economic Development.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Would you do me a favor? Our Chief Legal Officer and City Attorney David Davidson, would you read the ordinance, please, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance to adopt the Roswell Development Finance Program in the city of Roswell, Georgia. Now therefore, the mayor and council of the city of Roswell, Georgia, pursuant to their authority, do hereby adopt the following ordinance, text of which is incorporated herein by reference, and if approved, this is the second reading.
Thank you, David, very much. Welcome, Darrell. Glad you're with us. Look forward to your presentation, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of council tonight. We've got two items. Both are related to the Roswell Development Finance Program. This is as David mentioned, this is an ordinance to establish the Roswell Development Finance Program. Back in July of 2024, the mayor and council adopted the economic development strategy, which included goals and objectives to grow the economy, as well as prioritizing target locations, growth engines, and diversifying the tax base. We also talked about establishing a set of tools to catalyze new development within the city. Roswell Development Finance Program is such a tool. Program is designed to leverage OCGA 366217. That is the Commercial Property Assessed Conservation, Energy, and Resiliency Act that was passed by the state legislature in 2024, otherwise known as CPACER or CPACE. What we've done is we have designed the program really to focus on hotels. The law itself allows the financing of various property types. We want to create a strategy that would get some hotels off the ground, given the current economic environment. The program highlights, this is for new hotel developments along with ancillary commercial uses, including retail and office, subject to certain minimums. The minimum project value would be $20 million, the minimum loan at $4 million. Eligible improvements in accordance with the act that was passed by the state legislature are energy efficiency, water conservation, renewable energy, and resiliency. The program would be administered by the Roswell Development Authority. They are going to be working with us, the city, as the administrator for the program. This particular program uses third-party capital paid back through special tax assessments put on the property. This particular program would enable property owners to improve the economics with a lower interest rate, longer amortization, and transfer of loan to new owners. The city will receive fees from the program administration and collection. Council in the future, if you want to expand the program, you can do so. This particular program, we're limited to hotels, gives us the opportunity to test a new product and focus on projects that align with our economic development strategy. The program fees, an applicant would have to pay a $500 non-refundable application fee. Upon closing of a loan, it would be 1% of the loan amount. And then they'd also have to pay a legal fee of 0.5%, 50 basis points, as well as a servicing fee on an annual basis of 1%. These fees would help the city offset any administrative costs associated with the program. To establish the program, we met with you back in July for the first reading. On the 19th of August, the RDA approved an intergovernmental agreement, and we're now coming to you for approval of the ordinance and guidelines, and later on this evening, we'll talk about the approval of the IGA. The city is ready to launch the program immediately. We have program guidelines, establish a guidebook, we have an application ready, so we're ready to hit the ground running. So tonight, I'm requesting your approval of the ordinance to establish the Roswell Development Finance Program.
Outstanding. Thank you, Darrell, so much. Appreciate that presentation. City Clerk Nancy Long, are there any Roswell residents who would like to speak on this item?
There are no speakers for this item.
Thank you very much. Does council have any comments or questions? Councilmember Lee Hills.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for the presentation, Daryl, and I am grateful that we've narrowed this down to a new hotel development program. And I just wanted to get a couple of things out for folks that are listening to this maybe for the first time. I understand that there are no abatements that are involved in this program, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And then risk to taxpayers if for some reason the owner or the project owner falls into peril financially and sells, that doesn't fall to the taxpayer. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I think that was it, actually. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate all your work and all the work of all the council and the economic development team on this through a couple of years. And it's been a little bit delayed. Will can't wait to talk on it. You can see our timing on this is a little delayed, August 25th, because we had to wait to make sure Will was here. Councilmember Morthland.
Just to follow back on Councilmember Hill's point, the only thing I wanted to make clear to our public is the funds that are generated, the funds of these loans, these are not Roswell City funds, these are private capital funds, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Will, you want to restate that, just clarity, because things like this can be, particularly when they're new and they got fancy names on them, people have questions like, how's this going to impact me, and why are you doing it, and is there any, what's the downside? So, let you have it.
So, Daryl, would you like to take this, or would you like me to take this?
So
Served you up to softball. Will you pass it off?
No.
the loans are from third-party capital providers. They are not city funds. The capital provider would provide the loan. The city would put a special assessment on the property and administer the loan. So we would collect through the special tax assessment and then pay the loan back. So we're just a pass-through. We're facilitating the transaction, but it helps economic development projects, new hotels to go up within the city.
Specifically hotels
Yes.
with this program.
Only new hotels.
And this is, Daryl, go ahead and be more specific. What it does is it helps with the cap stack, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So typically, when you finance a project, you would have say a first mortgage. You'll have equity, but then you'll have what they call a mezzanine loan. Mezzanine loan is really the highest risk loan. It usually has a high interest rate, somewhere around 15%. So what this will do is the Roswell Development Finance Program CPACE loan will replace that mezzanine loan with interest rates that are much lower. They're lower because there's less risk to the lender. So you may end up having an interest rate of somewhere around 7% instead of 15%, and that benefits the project and helps the project become more financially feasible.
And specifically, the economic team addressed hotels specifically because of the area around lending and financing today's marketplace. You want to elaborate on that?
Yes. Hotels are extremely difficult to finance in this particular market, and we know that there's a demand for hotel product within the city. So we're trying to help bridge the gap and help these projects get off the ground.
Outstanding. Yes, sir. Councilmember Sells, did you want to address this?
He covered that. The reason the capital is cheaper is because it has a tax lien. So really, all we're doing is acting as the servicing arm, and we're getting paid for that. And I believe you did an analysis to make sure that this covers our costs, or more than covers our costs, what we're charging for the servicing in particular, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so it really is like you say, that gap between the first mortgage, which is the first position, and the mezzanine, this really puts this down there with the taxes. I mean, and so it's not expunged by a bankruptcy or anything of the sort, so it makes it a lot cheaper for the lender.
That's correct.
Yep.
Thank you, Alan. Council, any other thoughts, comments, or questions? Daryl, thank you so much. Let's see if we've got a motion. Councilmember Morthland, would you like to make a motion on this item? You've been waiting a long time to do this.
This has been a long time coming. Motion for the approval of an ordinance to adopt the Roswell Development Finance Program and Guidelines. Second reading.
Thank you, Councilmember Morthland. Is there a second to Councilmember Morthland's motion? Seconded by Councilmember Sells. All in favor of the approval of the item tonight with the second reading, the Roswell Development Finance Program and its guidelines, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous, and that the item passes very much. Congratulations, Darrell. Darrell, congratulations, Will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. City Clerk Nancy Long, would you read the second item on the regular agenda, please?
Yes, Mayor, this is approval of an intergovernment assessment agreement related to the Roswell Development Finance Program, also presented by Darrell Connolly.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
This particular item, this is the approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Roswell Development Authority. The agreement provides a framework for the Roswell Development Finance Program, and the city would be the program administrator. The main points of this agreement is that essentially property owners will voluntarily participate in entering assessment agreements with the RDA. The city will then levy and collect the special assessments, which are used to repay notes that are on the property. And as a program administrator, the city will receive fees for its services to fund program operations. I'm requesting your approval of the intergovernmental assessment grant.
Thank you so much, Darrell. City Clerk Nancy Long, are there any Roswell residents who would like to speak on this item?
Yes, Mayor, we have one speaker, Mary Robichaud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary Robichaud. And this is more just a question, I guess, for this and the previous ordinance that was approved. Understand there's a minimum. Did the council, is there a maximum amount that the loan / the appraised value can be?
There's only a minimum, there is no maximum.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much, Darrell. Nancy, is that it for Roswell residents? Thank you so much. Your microphone's working like mine. I like it. Hey, does council have any comments or questions? Councilmember Sells.
Yeah, so the maximum, Darrell, correct me if I'm wrong, but the maximum would be basically whatever the market would bear, because they're going out into the public market. They're going to banks and other type of lenders, more high interest rate lenders. That's where the maximum on this would be set, would be negotiations with that third party whose money would be used for the loan, not the city's money, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Darrell. Being there are no other thoughts, comments, or questions from the council, Councilmember Mortland, would you like to make a motion on this item, please, sir?
Yes, sir. Motion to approve an intergovernmental agreement, intergovernmental assessment agreement related to the Roswell Development Finance Program. Motion to approve.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Mortland. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Alan Sells. All understand the item before you, the approval of IGA to the Roswell, to the RDFP. All understand it and are agreement with it. Please do so by raising your hands. Thank you very much. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous. Congratulations, Darrell, and congratulations, Will. Thank you very much. City Clerk Nancy Long, would you please read the third item on the regular agenda?
Yes, Mayor, this is approval of final plat 2025-2121 for Little Lakes Estates located at 385 Pine Grove Road, presented by Jeannie Payton, Planning and Zoning Director.
Thanks so much, Nancy. Welcome, Jeannie. No, Jeannie. Angela, how are you?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I am filling in for Ms. Payton this evening. As stated, we have a final plat this evening for Little Lakes Estates, located at 385 Pine Grove Road. The request, of course, is approval for an 8-lot subdivision. It is located west of the intersection of North Coleman Road and Pine Grove. So just for proximity, that's an aerial picture. You can see that the road has been constructed. Just a little background, it's zone RS18. It's approximately 5.53 acres, 8 single-family lots, 1 additional lot for detentions. The 10-foot multi-use trail along Pine Grove Road has been constructed, inspected. and approved, and it also meets ADA guidelines. The minimum house size is between 4,000 and 4,500 square feet with additional unfinished basement space. As required, the HOA documents were submitted with the application, and the stormwater management inspection and maintenance agreement clearly states that the stormwater management facilities shall be constructed and adequately maintained by the landowner, and after that, the property owners and HOA. That is the plat that we are asking for approval of this evening. So a close-up for you. This plat does have some history in front of council, so I'm just going to take a moment and touch on some key dates. In November of '21, the preliminary plat for 5 lots was approved by the Planning Commission. In March of '21, the land disturbance permit application was received. This application has since expired. In February of '23, the applicant applied for rezoning from RS-18 to RS-12. Council denied this rezoning, but approved a concurrent variance to reduce setbacks. In May of '23, a second preliminary plat was approved by the Planning Commission. This one had 8 lots. In October of '23, a land disturbance permit was issued. May of '25, the final plat that's before you tonight was submitted, and staff review was completed in July. And that concludes the staff presentation.
Angela, thank you. Looks like a beautiful subdivision. I think I want to live here. Looks like a nice place. City Clerk Nancy Long, are there any Roswell residents who'd like to speak on this item?
There are no speakers for this item.
Thanks so much, Nancy. Does council have any comments or questions? Very good. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Councilmember David John. Would you make the motion, please, Councilmember Johnson? I apologize.
Oh, yeah, my bad. This is a motion for approval, final plat 202522121 for Little Lakes Estate located at 385 Pine Grove Road.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnson. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Pro Tem and Councilmember Lee Hills. All in favor of the approval of the motion as stated by Councilmember Johnson, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0 and unanimous. Thank you very much. And approval of final plat tonight is granted for that property. Thank you, Angela. City Clerk Nancy Long, would you please read the last item on the regular agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. This is approval of a text and map amendment to the Unified Development Code for the Hill Street overlay. This is the second reading presented by Michelle Alexander, Director of Community Development.
And I would ask Chief Legal Officer and City Attorney David Davidson to please read the ordinance. Sorry, Michelle. Go ahead, please, David, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance to amend the Unified Development Code by modifying Article 8 overlay districts. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Roswell, Georgia, pursuant to their authority, do hereby amend Article 8 overlay districts, the text of which is incorporated herein by reference, and if approved, this is the second reading.
Thank you so much, David. Welcome, Michelle. Glad you're here. I know you've been working on this a lot, and we're so glad to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, and Madam SVP Isa. Yes, so this document is a zoning mechanism to regulate and control a very specific district, that is the Hill Street District. So the overlay means that it is both a map amendment, you will be changing the map to identify and put boundaries around this location, as well as a text amendment, and the text language provides for additional rules, standards, and permissions for this given district. And in this case, it's for a very special purpose. It's a very carefully considered unified mixed-use plan that will be enabled through this legislation with use regulations and design dimensions. And the distinction is that it's in your Unified Development Code. That means there's full transparency. Folks can see what the rules are. It's not hidden in some, not hidden, but it's not in a zoning file somewhere that you have to dig for. It's in the public eye, the transparency for the standards, for the high quality that you demand. It's the last time we were here was in July 14th, and I want to thank especially the Planning Commission for all the intensive hours that were dedicated to this. This is just to show you that we had several different versions, and we improved it so that it was better organized, clearer, and made sure we met the intent of council and the community. And we've gone through several briefings prior to getting to this point today. Just a brief overview, there's a few things that changed since the last time that we were before you. If I draw your attention to the right side, the boundaries originally were around the entire Hill Street, Atlanta, Forest, and Oak, and that encompassed the entire boundary around it. To the left is the changed boundary. You see that it's been reduced. So properties that were along the Atlanta and Oak Street, many of those were removed from the overlay to simplify it. And we more clearly categorized the two projects. One, we have the city's project, which is labeled as A, the Hill Street project, which is the mixed use project. And then you have an area, the properties adjacent, which are area B. So it's simplified that we have an area A and an area B. Almost the entire ordinance relates to area A with all of the regulations and standards in place. Some of the other changes we made, we put a lot of the lists of tables, the lists of dimensions and standards we put into a more readable form. So we have several different tables through the document. We also identified within the concept plan that regulates the location. So where you see all the buildings, the layout of that, that's a regulating plan that is required, the text requires that the project get built according to that layout. And that's your regulating plan. And we labeled all of the buildings, which helped as you read through the document and you see different tables. We labeled the names of the buildings so you could associate and easier follow and track what was being regulated. So we replaced a lot of the lists with tables and clarifications. I know that was a brief review. I know that there was intensive reviews of this through all the many briefings available for questions, but we do recommend approval of the text and map amendment to the UDC to establish the Hill Street Overlay District.
Thank you, Michelle, so much. Appreciate again, your hard work, the hard work of your team, the hard work of the legal team, the hard work of the economic development team, the hard work of the city senior staff team. Thank you very much to the Planning Commission, especially for all the hard work they've done. They have done yeoman's work as Roswell residents, being highly involved in this entire process. So I want to thank all parties who've been such an integral part of this. City Clerk Nancy Long, are there any Roswell residents who'd like to speak on this item?
Mayor, there are no speakers for this item.
I've seen Dr. Joe Panito raise his hand, standing next to a gentleman in a purple shirt, and I'm guessing he's coming up here to speak on this item. Welcome, sir. Nancy, would you recognize the gentleman?
Joe Zerks.
Close enough. It's Zirkus, sorry. I was writing that very fast, so I apologize. My handwriting was a little sloppy on that. I just wanted to ask, is there any requirement for green space in this area, or is it just going to be a big urban jungle kind of sprawl? From the map, I couldn't quite tell, and the charts were a little small for me to read from back there. So I just wanted to see if there would be a green space requirement.
Yeah, thanks for that question. Absolutely. Michelle, you want to address that?
Yes, absolutely. There's 13% of the overall site is dedicated to usable amenity space for publicly accessible amenity space. And there is throughout it different areas of landscaping. It's a comprehensive landscaping and trees and streetscape dedication to the overall project. So yes, it was carefully designed so that the public space is inviting and has plenty of open space to enjoy and have public activity in the area outside.
Thank you. Thanks for the question. Thank you, Michelle. I think you'll be very happy when you see the amount of green space on the finished project. Any other, Michelle's, that's it, Nancy, right? I love that microphone back there, it's so quiet. Committee meeting. Any thoughts, comments, or questions from council? Councilmember Worthland.
Yes, sir. As you were mentioning at the beginning of the meeting, and I'll just echo this as well, the amount of work and hours that the Planning Commission, as well as many of our other boards and commissions, have put in on this in conjunction with working with community development, they have just really turned this upside down and made sure that we are getting this as buttoned up and precise as right. The safeguards that are in place due to everything that we have reviewed and brought forward, I feel very confident that Roswell is going to get a fantastic project with the work that has been done here, and just can't thank the members and and all the hard work that has gone into this. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Will. Councilmember Hall, Christine.
Thank you. And I do want to echo the thanks to our Roswell volunteers. I mean, basically, these folks are unpaid volunteers that volunteer for our boards and commissions, especially Planning Commission. I know, I mean, 40 hours on a weekend probably went in one weekend by these folks, just to make sure that this is really buttoned up and the best project that Roswell can get. It just really warms my heart that people are so willing to give of themselves and do that. And Kitty Singleton is one of those folks sitting here. We just really can't thank you enough, and the rest of your team members on the Planning Commission, as well as on some of the other boards and commissions. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Lee Hills, are you going to pile on?
I'm piling on. Just so you know, these are open meetings to the public. You can listen to them online, or you can attend all of those boards and commissions meetings. And if you go on www.roswellgov.com, in the very top right corner, there's some tiny words, and one of them is calendar. Go click on calendar, and you can find the upcoming meetings on there, and click on those, and then I don't know, at least the day before, day of, you can get the agenda on there, the link to listen or watch. Most of them are listen. But just so you know, you have access to that. You always have. That's not new as of tonight. That's been going on for a long, long time. But we welcome the feedback in those. You can make public comment, I think, in all of them. And be recognized by the chair and the board or the commissioners and have a say there. So that ultimately gets translated into what we hear from that board or commission. So just wanted to update you on that. RoswellGov.com, top right corner, look for the word calendar, and you can pop right into pretty much anything, see what's coming up for the month. Thank you.
Thank you, Pro Tem Lee Hills. Councilmember Sells.
Yeah, I guess I'll pile on a little bit. I want to talk just briefly about the fact that this is great. This is a great deal for the city because, I mean, we are literally at this moment dedicating the summit. The police are moving out of this building, and we're instantly moving into an economic development opportunity with an asset that the city has no more use for because it didn't fit our purpose. And so this is a perfect use of the assets of the city for the residents. It was a complicated deal. Not only the Planning Commission work and the staff work to bring it to this point, but even before that, the deal itself was complicated. And so there were lots and lots of moving pieces. Our development partners as well, the flexibility that they showed. I mean, working together, because we recognized that they had to cover their nut. So we tried to find ways to make this an attractive project for them, economically viable for our development partners, attractive for the cities. There's a green space, an open green space right off the restaurants. Think the back porch at Lucky's kind of thing. You know, that there's some great spaces there at this that will be a benefit to this part of the city. So I'm very, very excited about that. And the fact that these people, you know, Kitty and company, just all the hard work and working with the staff and with the developers and getting that done is really, really great work, and I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you, Councilmember Sells. Councilmember Johnson, yes, Councilmember Beeson. I was going to look over there, sorry.
I just wanted to add on as well. So one of the improvements of this area as well is as many people know, around the Groveway area, we have the Roswell Housing Authority, which is directly around the corner. So not only are we redeveloping that area as well, where we are increasing the total number of units, this also provides an excellent opportunity for the residents within that area to have amenities close to walking distance from their homes, as well as jobs that are walking distance to their homes. So it's a great contribution to the neighborhood. Also, there's housing components as well. So making sure that it's just a true addition to the community, not just something that is randomly copied and pasted out of nowhere.
Thank you, Sarah. Well said. Councilmember Johnson.
Well, you know how much I love to speak publicly. So, no, also I think we need to thank the DDA for their work on this. I'm just kidding. No, this is a great economic project for the city. You know, Alan knows the numbers better than I do, but you know, what, 28,000 a year in tax revenue currently.
16, I think.
16.
Going to close to $1 million, and this is
Well,
how.
you're not, you got to include the pilot. You have to include
Just the basic numbers.
yes.
I mean, this is why I'm here, right, sitting in this seat, is because, you know, we're going to see better economic deals coming to the east side of Roswell soon, and we got this done because of good work from the Planning Commission, because of the work of this mayor and council, because of the DDA, because the developer wanted to work with us, and because of a consultant that's talked about a lot publicly. But he's the reason why this deal was, brought to life, and I think, 20 years from now, when millions of dollars are coming into the city's coffers, right, the amount of money we paid that consultant is going minuscule compared to what this deal is. So,
Thank you, David. Any other thoughts, comments, or questions from Councilmember Worthland? I've never seen you in such an urge. Golly. Welcome, yeah.
Is he speaking twice?
Yes, twice.
Last bit that I failed to recognize earlier, and that is someone that deserves special accommodations on this. And he is not here tonight, and that's Jeff Leatherman, for being the conduit between the Planning Commission and city staff. He's been the true negotiator between both sides of this, and thank you very
You're talking
much.
about between the Planning Commission and the
Community development.
Community
yes.
development.
Yep.
There's been a lot of different negotiators, right?
There've been a lot in there, but Jeff does deserve special credit for this as well.
I'm glad you mentioned Jeff. And actually, Will, you started this, and you're exactly right. Kitty and team, thank you. Eric, you guys put in a lot of work, make a big difference in the city, help us get a better product. We'd be remiss if we didn't say thank you to these ladies to our right, starting right here at their sitting down. Our ComDev director, Michelle Alexander, and her team. Everybody inside the city knows Jackie Dybel, but nobody outside of the city or the regular residents understand the magnitude of the work of ComDev, Michelle and her team, and Jackie Dybel and Angela and Jeannie, and the amazing work that they do. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the work of the senior staff, including the legal team, and how much they have been involved in this incredibly complex project. This project, ladies and gentlemen, when we came into office, was a 96 apartment project, standalone multifamily project with 7,000 square feet of quote-unquote mixed-use retail. In other words, basically a standalone apartment complex project. It was the highest density approved apartment project in North Fulton County. It was 96 per acre. The project, 77 per acre. I'm trying to remember, I forgot my math, but I remember it was the highest per capita. It was a 96 unit project. And through the hard work and ingenious, and by the way, so myself and primarily some of the council here worked on this project in 2022 and began to look at trying to change the manifestation of how it was entitled. And we came up with an agreement actually in October of 2022, and I'm so glad the agreement didn't fall through, that the agreement didn't come through, because David just said it. The fact that we hired SEER Worldwide to come into the equation in January of 2023 changed the scope of the project, changed the dynamics of the project. And if we had done it before, we would have done it like most other cities. It would have been a positive project, been a plus, but it wouldn't have had all the creative gems that this project has as we begin to unfold this with the closing October 15th. This project has so many gems because, don't call it business, just call it common sense. Look, the city is going to benefit from this from a financial perspective, in such a dramatic fashion. Just alone on the ground lease, it's worth $670,000 a year, which that's before escalators and projections of time, cost, of money. If you take a 99-year ground lease, you can do the math times $670,000. You can see it's well over $60 million into the city's coffers. Again, not including escalators and cost, time, and money. There's a 15% pref on the sell when the developer ends up selling this at the 10-year threshold, a 15% pref. There's a pilot program that's incredibly ingenious, where a pilot program almost always goes against the municipal or county government. In this particular transaction, the pilot program is going towards the city, another significant part of tax revenue. There are so many pieces of this. This is such a complicated transaction. It's not for the faint. It is very sophisticated. It's taken a lot of work from all hands on deck in this city, and a special thanks to this council in front of me. But Peter Surkoff has led the charge on this. Talk about value. The value is dramatic in terms of the payback to the city, and that's why really ostensibly Peter is the chief commercial officer of the city. That's what he is. He runs the economic team. And we as a city are far better off because we can put together an incredibly sophisticated project like this. Again, not for the faint-hearted, not for those who are not accustomed to dealing in this kind of level of sophistication, and it's taken a magnificent effort of all parts of this city to make this happen. So when the thank yous go out, there's a lot of thank yous. And the payoff for this will be is an incredible project that will improve the quality of life, and improve the downtown corridor, and improve the aspects of anybody who visits us. And it's going to critically improve, obviously, the sales tax revenue, but it's going to improve the quality of life for the city of Roswell and be another great place for people to come for 20, 30, 40 years to come. Very proud of it. The overlay had to happen. Well done. We've been slow. We've been disciplined about putting this together. So well done, everybody. Thank you. All right. Enough said. Councilmember Mortland, do you have a motion to make on this, sir? Oh, Councilmember Sells, did you want to say something?
No,
Oh, Councilmember, did you want to make the motion, Ellen?
you want me to make it?
You want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Make the motion. Yes, sir. Councilmember Sells.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, by the way, and thank you to the property owners for being a part of this and getting behind this and supporting this, adjacent to this. Big deal. Thank you, Ron and team. Thank you guys for making this happen as well. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I'd like to make a motion for approval of a text and map amendment to the Unified Development Code, the UDC, for the Hill Street overlay. This is the second reading.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Sells. Do I have a second to the motion? Second by Councilmember William Mortland. All understand the approval of the text and map amendment to the UDC for the Hill Street overlay, HSOD, second reading, as stated and read and discussed. If you approve of this, please do so by raising your hands. Let the record show that the vote is 6-0, unanimous, and this issue passes. Thank you very much. Congratulations, everybody. Michelle, thank you. Well done. Last on the agenda is the City Attorney's reports. Chief Legal Officer and City Attorney David Davidson, please read the item on the City Attorney's report.
Mr. Mayor, I do not have any recommendation for closure.
Thank you very much, sir. Since there is no motion for closure, being that there are no other items, this mayor and council meeting of Monday, August 25th, 2025 is adjourned. Thanks so much for being with us.